I think that the system itself, in order to fix what is the one original sin of this country,
need more racism
has
to fix
correct
racism.
itself. I don't consider that racism
It's not
at
racism.
all.
When you do it, it's not racism.
If I am in
I want to share a concern I have with you. I made a post that I felt was trying to be balanced, regarding respect for the fact that there are lots of people hurting out there because of their race, because of their position in life, and they feel oppressed, and specifically about police brutality. I think everybody is tired of that, right? But I think there's something else going on that I want to bring to your attention, that I believe, honestly, we must address it. That is verbal bullying. Verbal bullying. What is that? Verbal bullying is where one group of persons feel that they have the answer, and that anyone who's in dissent, they're going to make sure that they give you a dress down, right? And verbal bullying really is meant not to convince you, but to hurt you, right? The person who's verbal bullying is going to use their personal experience, and they're trying to tell you that you can't understand because you're not them, right? You can't understand me because I'm black and you're white. And so they're going to use that. You can't understand my experiences because my foreparents experienced slavery, so you can't understand that. You can't understand me because you're doing well and I'm poor and struggling. How can you understand me, right? And so they use verbal bullying on shouting on you. Now, verbal bullying also resulting in a lot of the looting that you see. It's a sense that, we're in the right, and because of that, this whole society is in the wrong, so I can destroy it. That is really true. That's what's going on. And it's really very destructive when you think about the progress that can be had were it not for lots of verbal bullies out there. For example, there are people who would love to participate more and help elevate every single person of any race or culture or any, put all the differences aside. But if you are going to tell that person that they don't understand and you're going to attack them, you don't want to hear their opinion, somehow they can contribute to improving your life. It's a guilt trip that you're gonna use. Verbal bullying will not get you to where you can actually solve real problems. And here's what's worse. Verbal bullying is happening now with little kids around, teenagers around. These are people who are going to grow up believing that the color of their skin is actually a major disadvantage and maybe a handicap for them. Can you imagine that? Where you have these kids marching instead of being home studying and trying to learn how to get along with other people, is being fed this idea that their complexion is going to hold them back, and that some other person with a different complexion has it better than them, and somehow that's going to mean that you won't make it. And life is not fair for you, and it's better for somebody else. That is one of the worst outcomes of verbal bullying when it's done around children who are now going to grow up to continue that, or even worse, retaliate against society, retaliate against other people who they see as the enemy. I am glad my mother never taught me to think that anyone else is responsible for my failings, nor my success. We must elevate every single person to a higher economic level, and that every single race wants the same thing. What do you say to an immigrant who comes here, who happens to be white, whose foreparents were not slave owners? What do you say to that person who comes here whose foreparents were not slave traders, but happen to be white? What do you say to them? That somehow you deserve favors, you deserve more appreciation than they do? That is not going to work going into the future when technology and advances are making it such that people want opportunities, want to compete. So I say to you that verbal bullying is not in the interest of advancing anybody. Whether it's you're fighting for your color, whether you're fighting for your sexual preference, whether you're fighting for your religious beliefs, verbal bullying is translating into negative actions. People are dying and killing over that.